Number 1. The world you think you know is a lie. The world you think you know is a lie, softened, decorated, and sugar-coated, so you remain harmless, predictable, and easily controlled. But underneath that fragile layer is the real world, ruthless, competitive, and indifferent to your emotions. Niccolò Machiavelli understood this centuries ago. He saw human beings for what they are, self-interested, unpredictable, loyal only when it benefits them. And if you want to win in such a world, you need to see people not as who they pretend to be, but as who they are when no one is watching. This monologue is not for the weak. It is for the one who is tired of losing, tired of hoping, tired of believing that kindness alone will carry him through the chaos. From this moment forward, I want you to listen with the coldness of a strategist and the clarity of a commander. Winning doesn't come from being the nicest man in the room. It comes from understanding the unseen motives, the silent power games, the invisible hierarchies shaping every action around you. You are not here to become more agreeable. You are here to become untouchable. The kind of man who sees betrayal before it arrives, who moves with calculation instead of emotion, who understands that in a ruthless world, survival is not given. It is taken. Machiavelli taught that it is safer to be feared than to be loved when both are not possible. And the sooner you accept this, the sooner your life becomes yours again. Let this be the beginning of your rebirth, not as a victim, but as a strategist. Not as someone who reacts, but as someone who controls. Listen carefully. Every word from here forward is a weapon. Number 2, the mask everyone wears. Every person you meet is wearing a mask. Some wear the mask of loyalty, some wear the mask of innocence, and some wear the mask of friendship. But underneath all of them breathes the same truth. People move according to their interests. Machiavelli warned rulers never to trust the surface of a man, because the surface is crafted to deceive. And you need to understand this, not emotionally, but strategically. Stop expecting purity from human beings. Expect motives, expect desires, expect hidden agendas wrapped in polite smiles. When you accept this, you stop getting blindsided by betrayal. You stop giving your energy to people who would abandon you the moment your value to them fades. You become the observer, the silent hunter in the room who listens more than he speaks, who analyzes more than he reacts. This is how men of power think. They watch patterns. They study weaknesses. They learn what moves a person, what scares him, what tempts him, what controls him. And once you understand these pieces, you understand the whole game. But remember this, you must also wear a mask. Power demands discretion. The man who reveals his intentions loses before he begins. Your ambitions, your strategies, your anger, your fears, bury them deep. Show nothing. Let people see only what benefits you. Play the role that gives you leverage. If they think you're harmless, let them. If they think you're simple, let them. If they underestimate you, let them. Because underestimation is a weapon sharper than any sword. Meanwhile, you will see them exactly as they are. And when the moment comes, you will act with precision, not pride. This is the art of winning in a ruthless world. Understanding everyone while revealing nothing of yourself. Movements silent. Mind sharp. Intentions invisible. This is where real power begins. Number 3, control your emotions or be controlled. In a ruthless world, the man who cannot command his emotions is already defeated. Anger, jealousy, insecurity, impulse. These are open doors for others to walk through and manipulate you. Machiavelli understood that a ruler's strength comes from predictability on the outside and impenetrability on the inside. You cannot afford emotional leakage. When you react, you reveal. When you reveal, you weaken. And when you weaken, someone else takes advantage. From now on, your emotions belong to you, and you alone feel them, but never display them. Process them, but never perform them. The man who maintains a calm face while his mind burns with strategy will always win against the man who explodes, complains, or seeks validation. Understand this. Emotional control is not about suppressing your humanity. It is about weaponizing it. Anger becomes fuel for discipline. Fear becomes data for preparation. Pain becomes the sharpening stone for your strength. That is masculine stoicism, Not coldness, but mastery. And remember, people test you without realizing it. They push, provoke, disrespect, exaggerate stories, poke at your insecurities, all just to see how you respond. Your response determines your value in their eyes. If you erupt, you lose status. If you fold, you lose respect. If you remain unmoved, calm, steady, unshaken, you become something else entirely. You become the man they cannot figure out, cannot control, cannot predict. And in Machiavellian psychology, the most powerful position in any room is to be unreadable. Let others drown in their emotions. Let them fight battles within themselves. You stay centered. You stay composed. You stay deliberate. A controlled man is a dangerous man because no one can pull his strings, and when no one can pull your strings, you become untouchable. Number 4, power respects strength, not good intentions. In this world, good intentions don't grant you respect. Strength does. You can be kind, generous, loyal, and still be treated like you're disposable. Why? Because people don't respond to your heart, they respond to your power. Machiavelli made it clear, men admire virtue, but they follow strength. If you want influence, you cannot rely on your goodness. You must cultivate the kind of presence that commands attention without asking for it. Stop explaining yourself. Stop convincing people. Stop seeking approval. Power is not negotiated, it is projected. And the moment you understand this, your entire posture changes. You walk differently. You speak with clarity, not hesitation. You make decisions without begging for comfort or permission. You demonstrate through action, not promises. This is how authority forms, not from loudness, but from unwavering certainty. In dark psychology, people instinctively submit to those who appear more stable, more disciplined, more self-directed. They look for leaders because most of them are followers pretending not to be. And when they sense confidence mixed with calm, they gravitate toward it. But here's the part most men never learn. Your strength does not need aggression. A quiet man who knows exactly what he wants is more intimidating than a loud man who constantly asserts himself. You don't need to dominate every space. You just need to be someone who cannot be dismissed. Strength is not about crushing others. It's about making sure no one can crush you. So build your spine. Build your standards. Build your boundaries like iron gates. Because in a ruthless world, your survival depends on your willingness to prioritize power over comfort. Remember, people respect what they fear losing. Become the man whose presence is felt even in silence, and they will never forget you. Number 5, never show all your cards. Power dies the moment you become predictable. The more people know about your intentions, your plans, your desires, your vulnerabilities, the easier it becomes to control you. Machiavelli warned rulers never to reveal the full map of their mind because curiosity keeps others cautious and secrecy keeps them powerless. From today forward, I want you to guard your inner world like a fortress. Your goals, keep them quiet. Your next move, let it be invisible. Your personal struggles, they belong to you, not the world. Understand this. The man who overshares is a man volunteering to be defeated. People will use your openness as ammunition. They will twist your honesty into weakness. They will remember your doubts long after they forget your strengths. But when your mind becomes a locked chamber, when your intentions become fog, when your strategy becomes smoke, no one can pin you down. This is how powerful men move, with silence, mystery, and controlled information. Speak in fragments, never in full stories. Let people assume, wonder, question. The less they know, the more they fear making the wrong move around you. In dark psychology, uncertainty is a weapon. When they don't know what you want, they can't block you. When they don't know what you feel, they can't provoke you. When they don't know what you're planning, they can't stop you. That's how advantage is built, through invisibility, not loudness. While others announce their ambitions to the world, you will work in the shadows and strike from a place they never saw coming. Remember this rule: a predictable man is a defeated man, but a man wrapped in quiet purpose, he becomes unstoppable. And in a ruthless world, unstoppable is the only safe place to be. Number 6, Use people's motivations, not their words. If you want to master power, stop listening to what people say and start observing what they want. Words are the cheapest currency on earth. Motives are the real language of human behavior. Machiavelli understood this better than anyone. He knew that promises mean nothing, loyalty is temporary, and morality bends the moment desire enters the picture. People reveal themselves through what they chase: validation, status, comfort, admiration, advantage, control. Study these hungers quietly, and every person around you becomes predictable. The man who craves attention can be manipulated with praise. The man who fears conflict can be subdued with pressure. The man who seeks approval can be steered with silence. And the man who wants power can be reshaped through competition. This is not cruelty. This is strategy. It is the recognition that every human is driven by internal gravity. And if you understand that gravity, you understand how to move them. But here's the rule. Never let anyone read your motivations. Let your desires be a closed book. Your silence protects you. Your unpredictability confuses them. Your neutrality disarms them. While they operate from hunger, you operate from awareness. While they react, you calculate. While they reveal, you observe. This gives you dominance without aggression, influence without begging, control without force. A true strategist never forces people. He guides them. He aligns their motives with his advantage. He lets them believe the choice was theirs. This is the highest form of power. When people move as you want while thinking they moved on their own in a ruthless world, influence is earned not by shouting orders, but by mastering the silent levers inside the human mind. Learn those levers, pull them carefully, and you will never walk blind among men again. Number 7, build power quietly, strike decisively. Power is not built in the spotlight, it is built in the shadows, in silence, in the hours when no one is watching. The loud ones reveal themselves too early. They show their hunger, their insecurity, their need for recognition, and the world uses that against them. But the quiet builder, the man who works without noise, without applause, without validation, he becomes a threat no one anticipates. Machiavelli taught that a ruler must appear ordinary while preparing extraordinary moves. You don't announce your rise. You don't broadcast your ambition. You sharpen yourself privately until the moment comes when one decisive action changes everything. This is how real power emerges, not through constant motion, but through strategic strikes. Understand this: patience is lethal. When you wait, observe, gather information, strengthen your foundation, you gain leverage. And leverage is the currency of dominance. When you move with preparation, your decisions hit harder. Your actions carry finality. Your presence becomes undeniable. But here is the cold truth. You must be willing to act when the time arrives. Hesitation destroys opportunity. You strike when the window is open, not when it feels comfortable. A powerful man is not impulsive, he is precise. He chooses the moment with a surgeon's accuracy. One move, clean and efficient, without chaos or noise. This is the Machiavellian rhythm of power: quiet ascent, decisive execution. And remember, your silence before the strike is what makes the strike effective. Let them underestimate you. Let them ignore you. Let them think you're ordinary. Then when you move, the world will feel the force of a man who prepared in darkness and emerged unchallenged. In a ruthless world, the man who builds quietly dominates the man who performs loudly. Number 8, cut weakness fast, protect strength brutally. Power demands sacrifice, and the first thing you must sacrifice is your tolerance for weakness, inside yourself and around you. Machiavelli believed that a ruler who hesitates to remove what threatens him eventually destroys himself. The same applies to you. Weak habits weaken your mind. Weak people weaken your purpose. Weak emotions weaken your decisions. If something in your life dilutes your strength, cut it. Not gradually, not politely, completely. You cannot rise while carrying the dead weight of things that drain you. Stop entertaining relationships built on dependency. Stop holding on to environments that keep you small. Stop repeating behaviors that sabotage your own momentum. Harsh? Yes. Necessary? Absolutely. In a ruthless world, softness becomes a doorway for exploitation. People will test your boundaries. They will push to see how far they can enter your life without resistance. If you show no line, they will walk all over you. But when you enforce your limits with clarity, calm, firm, final, they learn real fast that you are not a man to play with. This is not cruelty. This is self-preservation. Protecting your strength means creating an inner circle so small and so disciplined that nothing unworthy survives inside it. Protecting your strength means choosing routines, environments, and mindsets that reinforce power, not emotion. Protecting your strength means valuing your time like a king values his throne. Remember this rule: a man who cannot protect himself has no right to talk about power. So defend your energy like it is gold. Defend your ambition like it is sacred. Defend your mind like it is a fortress only the worthy may enter. When you eliminate weakness without apology, you create a life where nothing and no one can dilute your force. And in the psychology of power, only the protected become unstoppable. Number 9, respect is taken, not requested. Respect is not something the world hands to you. It is something you extract from it through presence, discipline, and unwavering standards. Weak men beg for respect. Strong men create conditions where disrespect becomes impossible. Machiavelli understood that the perceptions of others shape your power as much as your actions do. If you carry yourself like a man who doubts his worth, the world will confirm your doubt. If you move like a man who knows exactly who he is, the world adjusts to that certainty. Respect begins with how you treat yourself, your posture, your silence, your decisiveness, your boundaries. These are all signals. When you honor your own time, others stop wasting it. When you speak less but with precision, people strain to hear you. When you walk away from nonsense without explanation, people learn your value quickly. Respect is not about confrontation. It is about standards. High standards, relentless standards, non-negotiable standards. The man who enforces them becomes untouchable because he refuses to swim in weak waters. In dark psychology, people naturally submit to those they cannot easily manipulate. If they sense emotional instability, they push you. If they sense desperation, they use you. But if they sense an inner spine, calm, steady, unbending, they obey it instinctively. That is the psychology of authority. You don't demand respect, you behave in a way that makes disrespect unthinkable. Your presence becomes a silent command. Your confidence becomes a quiet armor. Your consistency becomes a throne that no one can shake. And when people realize you are a man who cannot be intimidated, bought, or influenced, they give you the one thing they reserve only for the rarest type of men: genuine respect. Not out of liking, not out of fear, but out of recognition. Recognition of strength. Number 10, become the man they cannot touch. In the end, everything you've learned leads to one final truth. The world cannot break a man who has mastered himself. Machiavelli believed that fortune favors the disciplined, the prepared, the unfazed, and in a ruthless world, you must become exactly that. A man whose mind is steel, whose emotions are governed, whose actions are deliberate, and whose silence carries more weight than another man's shouting. Power is not noise. Power is control. Control over your reactions. Control over your direction. Control over who gets access to you. When you stop living like a servant to your impulses and begin living like a strategist, your life stops being chaotic. You begin to choose your battles instead of stumbling into them. You begin to move with strategy instead of desperation. You begin to attract respect instead of chasing it. This is the transformation most men never reach because they are addicted to comfort, addicted to validation, addicted to the easy path. But you, right now, are standing at the edge of a different path. A path of leadership, a path of clarity, a path of silent, unshakable force. The kind of man who walks into a room and doesn't need to prove anything because everything about him already communicates power. The kind of man who cannot be manipulated because he sees through every motive. The kind of man who cannot be broken because he already forged himself in fire. This is what it means to win in a ruthless world. Not through cruelty, not through chaos, but through self-mastery so profound that nothing external can bend you. Become the man who calculates, the man who prepares, the man who builds quietly and moves decisively, the man they cannot read, cannot predict, cannot touch. And if this monologue sparks something inside you, something sharp, something powerful, something ready, then like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss what comes next.